Hey, we're back. I hate technology so much. If you survived the last one, we'll try again. I don't know, the internet must have just pooed its pants. See if everybody comes back. Or if they've gone, nah, he's not interesting. I won't bother. You definitely know it's an Australian internet. One person commented. I thought that was good.
We got two.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't.
Let's hope the internet doesn't poo its pants again, eh?
We should have started eating it.
Yeah, I know. In hindsight, that what's funny is I couldn't actually shut it off. The other stream kept going. I was like, but it's not working.
Okay.
Got two people.
One's probably YouTube.
Who's this guy? And what's he up to?
Yeah, that makes sense anyway.
I could assume that they might have that accent. I'll take a bunch of people to work out. I'm back on. Unless, of course, one person is me and the other person is YouTube. Then there's nobody watching.
Wow, that'd be
Oh, 4 people. 4 people. That's 8 technically. So yeah, the internet pooed itself. I don't know why. It worked perfectly last time. It was actually working quite well, and then it went, and then it just was like, nope, no more stream for you. We had 5 for a second then. Apparently, ultimately I'm not very interesting to talk to. All the people who want to talk to me are not on a computer right now.
It's not as bad on a Saturday night, you never know.
Well, I'm starting to think that I might do stream on a Sunday night because I think, okay, well, you think about it, most people got to be home on a Sunday night to go to work the next day.
Yeah, but most of us sleep.
Sleep. But, yeah, no, I really should have filmed today. That was a mistake. I was thinking, shit, I should have filmed because what I was doing was actually moderately entertaining. And I think we were talking about I was skimming Peter's guards with a little bit of filler just to get the waves out of them, just to even them up a little bit. And I know to keep the filler to a minimum. But unfortunately, you do have to skim them a bit. They're over 40 years old, so they're not going to be perfectly straight anymore. And of course, you got to skim them where you've welded things too. Got 12 people, but nobody's talking. People should talk. Come on down. Chat your little hearts out. Got a dog here. Hello, buddy. What you doing? I'm sniffing.
Sniffing with the bacon I had earlier.
I still haven't had any dinner. I was like, I'll have dinner later. 12 people on the stream. No comments yet.
There is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Where's the comment?
I can see it.
I don't see any comments. Oh, on that bit.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Is it not lurking on your thing?
I can't see any.
Oh my god, it's so done now.
Okay. Oh, hang on. There we go.
All people
For some reason, the chats were turned off, so I couldn't see them.
Old people and
I don't know what. He's a rat terrier cross something.
Jack Russell.
Jack Russell cross rat terrier.
Foxy cross.
Donald's on. Carnage. Oh, is it working or is it not working? The chats were there.
Is it you? It's probably you.
I don't know. It could be. The thing's half missing. How do I make that smaller so I can see it?
Ugh, God, listen.
I don't know. Well, when you click on this, right? Excuse me, fellas. You can't see what it says.
It's because you've got this up too high.
Oh, sorry, DJ. I don't think that's going to make that smaller. Oh dear, this is a dangerous game we're playing.
Oh.
Let's just leave technology alone, shall we?
Could you do 3 dots up there?
And it's working to an extent that I'm happy. Oh, I hate technology. I really do. You get car sandblasters. What do you ask from a blaster, or have they? We've just found a good guy who knows. Actually, I am very lucky. We do have a very, very, very good sandblaster who knows what to do. And if he's a bit worried about something, he's got wet blasting, which is a type of blasting which is a lot lower pressure, but also has some phosphate in it in the mix with the water, so it doesn't rust as quickly. What are we playing? I'm up late to party. What are you partying? It's Queensland. I hate technology. I really do. Oh yeah, rust. Yeah. You'll be dead in 10 minutes. I did have a look at your videos. The gaming videos, not overly interesting. The cars, though, you need to do a wander through all your cars and film them all. That would I find interesting. That would be interesting. But the gaming stuff, I'm like, not my thing. DJ, what are you doing, buddy? I haven't heard much out of you for a while. The EJ is coming along just fine. I actually finally merged my good grill top half to the lower section finally after 3 years of having them separate. And you have one beer left. Sadly, can't play a drinking game. You're not trying hard enough, really. But yes, the EJ is coming along. The grill's ready to go after we blasted. The doors should be coming back at some point from being blasted. The wheels too. Maybe the end of next week I'll get some of my zinc plating back. I started unpicking the replacement quarter panel from its cut, and yeah, everything's progressing along quite well. I'd finished painting up the other headlight bucket and managed to drop it as soon as I had it in my hands. I was like, oh, just undo the wire. Managed to dent it, so that wasn't fun. So I'll be repainting that Monday. You just ordered an XC clutch, hint, hint. Is that for a Barina? I'm pretty sure they made XC Barinas. How'd you go with those guys? I was working on his guards this evening. Progressing along quite nicely. They've both been epiteched, now I'm starting the bodywork. I have a video from the car, I'm pretty sure. As soon as I saw the video, I don't know why, but I was hooked in one of the cars. Ah, yes. Ironically, usually when I go to buy V8 cars, as soon as I hear them running, I'm like, ah, yes, that'll do nicely. I fired up the XB today for the first time in a month. That was quite fun. I was like, that's why I've kept it. Oh, an XC that still has SA plates. You should try and jump on a computer and register it. Do you have the old engine number? It's an old Falcon. It'll be the chassis number.
You're right there.
Sorry. If it's a Holden or something where it's not the same number, it's a lot harder. But yeah, that he should be able to jump onto SA Reg. Set up he needs a MyGov account there, doesn't he?
Account, yeah.
You may need a MyGov account and claim you live in South Australia, or one of us may have to do it. We'll pay one day to fix my power car. Yeah, one day. I can remember that DJ, that XC. I don't think that's the world's greatest car. You should flick me a message with a picture of it so I can show the people. It was a V8 conversion, but they pulled that out and put the. Why would you pull a V8 out and put a 6 in? Ah, yes. If only you knew someone in South Australia. Actually, that being said, you could probably do it on a motor reg on the way through. But, you know, if you have a MyGov account, you could probably register it online without even going anywhere near a motor reg.
Yeah, but you need an SA license for that.
Well, I happen to have one of those.
Yeah, but that means you have to make a MyGov account.
I should do that too.
Oh no, you did that when you finally made your favourite checking thing.
Oh yeah, maybe I do have a MyGov account thing.
You would have a MyGov account.
Do you use Rust Converter on cars, or what do you use? I actually rarely use Rust Converter. I don't like it that much. It doesn't ever seem to work properly. XC is rough. Actually, I was watching Bogan Blokes. I was watching one of your videos, and you were pulling the bits of tin and garbage out from inside a Tirana or something. You need to keep tackling that. That could be a fun video.
There it is.
Don't you wink at me, DJ. Look at my hat. I'm winking. My brother and I would need to rewatch Sergeant Bilko. That was quite a funny movie. It's like that. Maybe the questions take a long time to turn up. Potentially.
No, it's the settings you're on because you're on top chat, so you don't get everything. You only get the top messages that YouTube's filtered as well.
Oh, YouTube filters the comments, do they?
Yeah.
How the hell do I fix that so I can see them all?
Well, you gotta click on the top chat things because you won't let me touch things. So.
Top chat. Well, that doesn't help me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play with this because I'm not technology literate. Winky faces, things are getting serious. Well, it depends who you're talking to with winky faces.
You're not gonna fight who's sending you winky faces.
I don't know. Donald's sending me winky faces.
I'll fight him.
I keep calling him by his actual name. I should stop doing it. Oh, sorry, DJ. I call people by their actual names. It's weird. Are you reading every comment I'm seeing? I'm not sure. I'm trying to. Let me look at my phone. Oops. Oh, ooh. Do I show them that car, DJ? Oh, I'm checking it now. Zoom in. Just flick me a message. Yep, go for it. All right. Our friend here at Automotive Carnage is insane. He thinks he wants to drive that. I mean, sure. Well, a bit of work and a bit of love. That'll be an awesome video, but you're going to have to put a fair bit of effort into that. Did everybody see that, or do I need to show it again? I need to play with these settings at some point before I can... So, what comments am I missing?
Mm-hmm. Do you want to see what I'm reading?
Yes. Send forth the other piece of technology.
Oh, I can't think of a lady that I need that drink. Already.
Oh no, the comments are coming. It's just taking longer to get to me. There's like a time delay. Technology, I hate it. Yeah, well, the comments seem to be coming through on her phone because she's just watching the live feed as well. Coming through faster on her phone than they are on the computer here, where I'm actually live answering them. I can't work that one out. If you can't fix it with duct tape or zip ties, you're not using enough of them.
Sticky tape.
No, you'd be surprised what you can do with zip ties or cable ties.
Well, you said teacher could make a house out of sticky tape.
The zip ties are very good for doing lead separators on engines, actually. You do one big loop one, and then you put a lead in, and you put another one in between, and you put another lead, and then another one, and you just tighten them up.
What happened to my Mastergram? Zip ties.
Oh, yeah. The gear selector was broken on her car, and I zip tied it all back together, and it's still like that now with the new owner. Oh. So, DJ, when do you get back to the bush That's a question I'll ask you.
There's the cookies.
People walking in my room. I wonder if, no, that won't work. I don't know what's going on with this. I haven't seen a question for ages. It's just me sitting here looking like an idiot. Do I have a spare 179 carby? I don't think I do. I think all the ones I've got are grey motor ones, which the base plate are slightly narrower. So I don't think they'll bolt on. You need one from a red motor, which have a slightly wider base on them. The tops of the carbies are the same. I think the base plate and the actual top of the carby can be unbolted with a couple of screws. Phil with the XF. We had 84 people peaked last time. We've only got 38 this time. People must have something better to do.
Aren't people coming out of lockdown? People still lockdown.
Not New South Wales, they're not coming out of lockdown.
Like with Facebook, there's a memory that like 500 people cases this time last year.
2021 I have, so it has the wide base plate. Yeah, well that's a HR, so it's got a probably a 186 or something in it, I imagine. You'll have to play with them a bit. Ultimately, you can just spray deodorant down the intake manifold and see if it fires off with that. That works without a carby on it. What are you laughing at?
Facebook.
Yeah.
I also had 3 of these today, bro.
Googled what's the best place to find Falcon rostry panels. What model Falcon? Because there's many different types. HRs can come with 161s as well, I believe. All the motors are basically the same. It's just the stroke is different, I believe. Ooh. Hang on, let me read. Yeah, I found the best baby. 179s. Yeah, I thought the 179 was in maybe the EH Holden.
Oh, that's my crocodile.
Inexperienced stuff must have been sort of a lot of alcohol content. You're slightly confused by these comments, but you know, it's all the same.
This confusing.
Missed the forum days for reliable source of information. It is different. The times have changed. Everything's Facebook or YouTube. XA panels. Probably best to have a look for, type in Astle Designs into Facebook and contact Howard Astle. He is my go-to guy for reasonable panels. For that particular model of Falcon anyway. Look at me, I'm sounding like the grumpy old facts. Always correct me in the videos. Well, you do eventually build up enough knowledge to be one of those people. Oh, you shouldn't say that. That's the wrong thing. That's the. Only with Facebook's 90% of people asking what they should be using. Yeah, well. I have been working on Peter's guards. They're both in Epitech. I've got to tickle a few of them, but I was starting the straightening process tonight, which is why I should have filmed it, but I didn't. I believe I saw that video, Bergen Blokes. I must have to go back and rewatch that. I think it's just a snippet of you guys in the front of another episode. Megan says hi. How are you keeping yourself entertained on holiday for that long is insane. I have no idea. That's the longest holiday I've ever been. You've been gone from the bush forever. Forever. Yeah, it's a snippet. Yeah, I thought so. I did see two chaps randomly pop up in a video, but it didn't register in my head who the fruit biscuit you were. Waiting for comments.
You know you could say.
I wonder if I could have a drinking game on here. Get these people wasted.
Never have I ever.
Well, I haven't found anything from World War II in the bush. The only place I know where there's some stuff is in Murrayville. It's just on the outer edge of South Australia. It's actually in Victoria, ever so slightly. There's a fairly large dumping ground full of World War II vehicles. What's the plans for the vehicle of a modern description? Oh, the VE Calais that I bought for absolutely stuff all. Either Monday or Tuesday that'll turn up, and I believe it might have a timing chain issue because I didn't read the description because the little bit that they wrote engine issues was very, very, very carefully hidden in the paperwork, and I must have missed it because I was just looking at the damage and it said engine issue, so it might have an engine light on or something, but I assume it's probably got a stretched timing chain and it's throwing engine codes up, which is what they do. So if it is a timing chain issue, I will fix it. Ah, yes. Yes, if you want red motor information, contact Bogan Blokes. He seems to be quite knowledgeable. I've never really had much to do with red motors. I had a couple of EHs, and they had red motors, and we had a VB Commodore with a red motor in it, but it never really had much to do with them. But they're okay. Fairly bulletproof. DJ, did you get my video, a link I sent you to doing the timing chains on this 3.6 litre V6? I thought that was quite a very detailed video and actually fairly straightforward too with changing the timing chain. Didn't realise that to do them you have to put the motor in two different positions. As far as I'm aware, there's a lot of junk that's slapped on top of those V6 motors. You take the intake manifold off, rocker covers, coil packs, spark plugs out, timing cover. You got to disconnect the power steering pump and put it aside. Aircon, put it aside. Well, if you do do the timing chain, please let me know because it looks like it's a less than fun experience. How long would it take you to roughly make the bottom section of an inner rear wheel arch? Bottom section. Oh, I'm not doing that again for someone. Last one I did, that took me, well, it didn't take me ages to do. It just took me a long time to get to it, to do it, because all the crap I got to do. Apparently, someone called the Patchmaker or Automotive Panel Craft or something like that, they can make you those sections. It might be the Patchmaker, I think, if you look it up on YouTube. I'm not YouTube, on Facebook. Is for the, yeah, because it's the outer wheel tub, effectively. Stuff everywhere I have to do it. VZ, yeah. Fun and games. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm really hoping it's just got some other issue. Apparently all they can do, I'm talking to a mate who does the timing chains on those things all day, every day. I think he does 40 in a year or something for some fun reason. He said those engines, they either have a stretched timing chain or people run them out of oil. I'm like, so they have one of the two issues. I'm like, oh, great. Yeah. Well, if I'm in the region, considering how difficult it is to cross state borders at the moment, it's not difficult, but it's harder than it used to be. Gone are the days when you could fly to Sydney in an afternoon, stay the night, and drive a car back the very next day in one day. You can't do that anymore. Ask your last stream. How'd you go? My Michigan welder is going fantabulously. Nothing wrong with that. started with a timing chain and we built a car around it. Yeah, no wonder it cost them $6 billion car? The VEs? I'm sure that was a big. They got a fresh piece of paper when they designed the VE Commodore.
I don't remember. I was in primary school.
Oh. Well, I'm pretty sure when they went from the VZ to the VE, I reckon Holden went, right. New design. They got the Etch-a-Sketch and cleared it. Let's design this thing around the timing chain. Pretty sure that's what they did. I think it was called the $6 billion Holden. They were trying to really...
Yeah.
They were trying to actually start something. And I guess considering the technology leap from the VZ to the VE, it is a much better car, but...
I remember slightly something.
1 billion. Oh, I'm sure it was 6 billion. I'm sure 6 is the number that comes to head. Well, I'm either going to be right or wrong. She's Googling it. Our VE Omega was a cop car, only with a V6 badge. Yeah, the VF we got at the moment is an ex-police car.
2006. See, that's why I don't remember it. I was year 6 in primary school.
Oh, I should go through it. I did take a photo of some of the prices of cars are going in the auctions, actually. As I lock my phone. Stupid. Let's get back to
$1 billion. $2 billion.
2 billion?
No, that's BF. Hang on.
No, you want...
$1 billion. Hey, look, we can buy it.
Oh, it's 1 billion, apparently. Sorry.
We could buy it. A DVD of it.
Why would I want a DVD of that?
Well, a 2007 Kelly's.
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 So yes, I watch the auctions quite regularly. And last week there was a 2016 VF Commodore repairable right. These are all repairable items, by the way. So they've all got damage and they've got to be fixed. But a VF Commodore 2016 went through for $5,200. 2006 Falcon. So I'd assume a BF, $1,500. 2011 Territory, as in like the FG style, $3,600. A BA style Territory, $700. Another Territory of that same era, probably a slightly better one, $1,300. There you go, filthy cheap. Cheap is a relative term. wonder if I thought I had another photo. Yeah, some good cars. There was a 2019 Hyundai i30 manual with 23,000 Ks, 7 and a bit grand. Absolutely, and with hardly anything wrong with it.
Oh, never mind. There's a VF.
I gotta go back to what I was reading.
Ooh.
Joe wrote, "Why would you?" I must have missed something. I can't remember what you. Dearest lemon around. I don't know. I bought a 2017 Mustang that tended to be the biggest pile of crap I'd ever owned. Was definitely up there in piles of crap, and I had an AU that was a piece of stuff as well. And that was an XR8 220. I've had some crap cars that have had Ford badges on them, not just Holdens.
But more Fords. Notice that.
I owned a lot more Fords than I have Holdens.
Well, that's exactly my point. You had more Fords.
BTs and AUs will go up as its effect happened to the piece of yeah.
Can I buy a car for $2?
What, a VF for $1,500? After it, yeah. Well, you still got to fix the car too, buddy. How come you didn't put Edelprop Performer 2V manifold on the XB? And I was like, I didn't have the money at the time. The manifold, the cast iron manifold had on it cost me nothing. I'd love to put an alloy one. I just haven't had spare funds because that motor that's in the XB, I didn't actually intend for that to be rebuilt. I specifically went out of my way to buy an engine from a wreckers and asked on purpose. I paid extra, said I need a good runner, and I was sold something that turned out to be a pile of junk.
It's a V8 and the next long pickles.
Oh, it's a stat write-off.
Yeah,
it's stuffed. What engine is in the green XB? It is a 302 Cleveland.
That roof.
Yeah, it's been crushed by something. Why are Fords so much cheaper? I actually think Fords are not cheap. I actually think they're expensive. Oops. Does that just move my leg around? You might overtake AutoCar's list of crap cars. Ooh. I don't know. I've had a lot of cars. Yeah. Don't need any more engines. I don't have any space for anything at the moment. The main focus is the EJ Holden. And I've got pretty much everything for that. I'm just getting everything re-chromed and things like that. And just... Yeah. I've always said, it's funny how many times you buy a car and then somebody is just there to give you a snarky comment going, oh, that car's crap. And I don't know whether or not that's people say that stuff on purpose because they're a bit jealous that you were able to buy something they weren't or something like that. But somebody always puts a snarky comment and it annoys the crap out of me. Like, I was looking at a Territory and somebody go, don't buy that crap. I'm like, you can't say that all cars are crap. It all comes down to how they're looked after. Any car, if you don't look after it, it's going to be a piece of junk. How about a case of good runner, open her up, find the oil pump, chewed out? Yeah. Good runners don't exist anymore. I'd like to see an FG Turbo. I had a Territory Turbo. That was fun. Not a huge fan of turbo cars. I mean, I get it. They're fast and woo-choo. But I still like a V8. If you want a fast car, you buy a turbo, honestly. First car I rode in that was a turbo, or actually drove that was a turbo, was a Toyota. No, it was not a Toyota. It was a Mitsubishi Starion. That was a turbo. First time I experienced boost, I was like, all right, I get it. Any repair from retro rods, sheet metal? I don't think so. 40 McFord. You're 40 McForty. Why is your name familiar? Well, you're a commenting name anyway. Was the XB an original V8 car? What were the options of the tag? No, it wasn't. It was a factory 6-cylinder C4 car. So it was a Falcon 500 column auto with a country pack, protection pack, and I believe a towing pack because it had tow bar, had a C4, had the side mouldings, and there are all the indications for each one of those things being. Yes, I thought you were always commenting. I've got to get my C4 fixed in the XB at the moment. That's why I stopped driving it, because I had it rebuilt and I was driving it. It was all good. It was shifting a bit hard. I was like, oh, maybe that's what new trans is like. But it was still shifting when it was supposed to, but it just shifted hard. And then I parked it because it ran out of rego, and I came back to it, re-registered, and it wouldn't shift properly. It doesn't shift automatically at all by itself until you're really up in its rev range. And I'm like, this is not normal. So there must be something wrong with the modulator on it or something, and I don't want to play with it because it might void my warranty for the trans. So when I have some spare cash, I'll re-register the car again and then take it to the transmission guy and have him fix it because he built it. Hey, Mark, I believe your name is, because you commented last time. Bog dust for breakfast. It's amazing how many people get a bit wound up and like, if you say you're bogging something, people really get upset about that. But what people don't realize is how often things are bogged up that people don't see. Like in crash shops, I've seen some very questionable work done to people's cars. A very common thing that was said between panel beaters was, don't worry about it, bog it up. It's going to be in the wreckers in 3 weeks. That was heard a lot. So when you crash your modern car, don't be surprised if crap work happens to it, honestly. What's the code for C4 in a 6-cylinder? I'm not sure. I think it's definitely not the other one for this Borg one. I know it had a C4 in it. It was. Lucky I should know what it is. Maybe I'll look at my photos. Maybe I had a photo of it. Possibly not, though. Go back up. Up, diddly, up, up. Cars. Get your cars here. So many cars. Problem is my phone pooed its pants the other day and I've got a different phone at the moment. It's going to be sheer ass if I find a photo of the ID tag. You're aware you can be heard on the live stream, right?
Fully aware of that. I'm tickling the dog.
Do that in public, you might get arrested.
No, I won't. Good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
Don't mind me, folks. I'm just looking for what the code was. I think I'm going to run up dry here. I don't think I actually have a photo. I thought maybe my engine bay I have a photo, but I don't seem to have one on me. No. I don't know what the code is for C4 at the moment. What a random question. Do I like donuts? Of course I like donuts. I'm fat. I plan to film replacing the quarter panel on the EJ. In hindsight, I probably should have filmed what I was doing tonight on it. Pepsi Max is no good for you. Diet Coke makes you world faster. Yeah, these comments are coming in way slower than I think. It's taking me. Oh, either the comment, maybe my chat slowed down or something. I don't know. New cars have easily found parts. New bonnets, restoration work, totally different ball game. I actually was thinking about it while I was drilling out some spot welds on the DJ quarter panel. I realised that how much I like working on modern cars because machines build them. I know that people get.
Okay.
What the? I don't need that right now. People built old cars and they're built poorly. Like, if you drill out a spot weld on an older car, there's a chance that the piece of steel is like wonky like that. But if it's on a modern car, it's going to be flat and you'll be way easier able to drill out. And nearly always they're evenly spaced. On old cars, they're just everywhere in random places. You might find 10 of them in like this small of a place. It's just annoying working on older cars, whereas modern cars are easy as pie. What you're saying is modern cars are built the same? No, I'm saying the modern cars are built better, and they're built. They're built better. Basically, you'll get two cars that'll have the same spot welds in the same places. So, whereas on an older car, they'll be all over the shop, so they're harder to pull apart. Unless someone wants to throw 80 to 100k to file finish your car, gonna get filler. No shit. I know I shouldn't swear on here, but I don't care what people say. Every resto shop bogs the snot out of cars. And for Falcon coupes, one of the easiest ways to pick that have been bogged up is when they've got razor sharp style lines on the side of them. And I get sick of seeing this. And it's because people don't know coupes well enough. But the very edge of the quarter panel, at the very end of the very back, the style line actually fades away to nothing. It just becomes a smooth radius. And the amount of times I've seen that style line extended all the way to the very back of the car, it looks crap, and you can assure yourself there's at least a centimetre of bog on that. They're not supposed to go all the way to the end. That style line fades off about 30 centimetres to the end of the quarter panel. It just starts disappearing and becomes a radius. A bit like on a ZH Fairlane, the actual style line of that disappears towards the very back of the car. Thinking about things being built, people tend to have more soul character. The cars were better looking, but yeah. If designs didn't change, we'd be stuck with the same stuff, wouldn't we? Do you have a grade or type of steel sheet metal you use to make? I always start with 1mm mild steel, uncoated, just straight, bare, mild steel. No galvanized, nothing. And it's usually like, I get a 600 by 600 piece or 1200. I don't know. I get a sheet that's like about a meter square sheet of steel for stuff all. That's what I start with. The rarest beast I own is probably the Superbird. Yes, I was thinking about, because I was doing some filler work on Peter's guards, and I like to sand the filler till I see steel at the either ends of the panels. I don't like having filler on the edge of panels because you can chip it off real easy. Lead doesn't chip off that easily, but you can't bog straight over the edge of a panel like they do in those. Like, I don't know if you ever saw American Hot Rod back in the day, where you'd get the Mexicans and they'd just trowel the crap out of the cars, and then they'd cut their own door gaps. I thought, that's good until you chip a door edge or something. Some of these comments must be to people commenting to other commenters. I reckon I'm going to ditch this live stream in about 20 minutes. I reckon. Call it an hour. I want to eat some food. I'm starting to waste away here. That might take some time.
I didn't say it. You did.
I get it. I'm fat.
But yet, I'm still with you.
That's because you don't have a choice.
Yeah, I do actually.
There's the door. Was it? Can you shut the door? No. From the other side. I need to. Once I've ended this, I need to look at the chat settings. They must be on super slow or something.
Probably the internet. I'm gonna go to the internet.
Could be the internet. Everybody's got nothing to. You know what it is? Everybody in Sydney is on the internet because they've got nothing to do.
But yet, you've only got how many views?
I don't know, 50.
See.
When are you gonna go? Well, I was thinking about cracking out Age of Empires shortly. Yeah, when's your next video, Mark? I'm keen for that on the coop. I thought the did a funky art. He did a really good. I was trying to say funky, but I couldn't even describe it. It looks like the paint was crystallized almost. It was quite fascinating. I thought it was rather good. Had some sort of special paint. I do like DNA paint. This stuff's really good. Don't know who makes this stuff, but maybe DNA make this stuff. But yes, I was thinking about cracking out Age of Empires soon. Because DJ is asking.
Oh, Age of Empires, you say?
He wants to lose.
Sounds like it.
I watched The Gunman. Oh, I've seen it a bit, but yeah, not often. Yes, I've seen quite a few Adelaides called top rares. I'm not too impressed. Yeah. There's too many shonky stuff out there. Lose, you make me laugh, sir. Yeah, well, I obviously haven't played it as much as you have to become an expert at it. Nice. I'll be keen to watch that video. Worst noise you hear in Age of Empires. Do you know that I was thinking about the most?
It'd be the elephants, you.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about the most dangerous character in that game is a villager, actually.
Yeah, remember elephants like
No, because villagers can be hidden and they can make stuff.
Yeah, but
if you get all your soldiers, like if all your villagers are killed and all you've got soldiers and your buildings are destroyed, you can't replace your soldiers or build more buildings.
But how many of my elephants have killed you?
That's what I think of you.
My elephants win again.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, people, we were just talking about Age of Empires for a brief moment there. We've got no life. Oh, crikey. There we go. Felt my back crack then.
It's in the soft chair.
Yeah. It's because it's broken. The wife and kids are running around the house screaming Wallaloo at each other. Have they played Age of Empires? I'm actually mildly curious about that. I could just picture him playing it against his kids. You're like, and that's how it's done. Yeah, go to your room.
Just because that be you in 10 years' time. Oh my god.
I crack myself up sometimes.
No, funny because I've been having these.
Oh.
What?
Alcohol assisted humour. Kids don't play with me anymore. It's because you keep beating them. Like competitive nature. I'm gonna remember the Rock Allen. Have I? I'm trying to think. I feel like I've met you. You might have a different name on YouTube than your personal name. I can't remember. You seem familiar. I think we've met. It's hard to get YouTube names against people I've actually met. Just remind me who you are, because there is so many. Have you seen an XB with the chassis number stamped into a piece of steel, jammed directly on top of the shock tower? It's actually spotwood. Depends. Maybe if the car was stolen, the police do and have in the past re-stamped things. I've seen it on a few things. They'll grind the number off and re-stamp it somewhere else with a different number, so they can not like. It's a bit of a funny thing. It was done years ago, but I've seen it done. And also you can encounter sometimes if you got mildly confused. Anyway, I was completely taken off my track of thought just then. It's throwing little clues in view. Yes, I think they do that too. Whatever happened to the blue XA? What blue XA? How do you set up your customers with billing and agreed work? They sign a contract. Oops, stupid phone. I've just worked out. Okay, now it makes sense. The Andy Sutton comment. The names. I've had to go back into my phone. Okay, yep, now I know who the Rock Allen is. Hey, buddy.
Like my dad going.
Well, honestly, people's usernames are not the same as their actual names. So when you meet someone, you go, "What's your YouTube name?" So I know who the hell you are.
So my dad always used to help people who used to work at Mitsu.
Have you ever had to take someone to court over failing to pay? No, luckily I haven't. Yet. Although usually I tend to say, you can either hand me the money or hand me the rego papers. Either is fine. Been peeing myself laughing. Well, you might want to change where you're sitting. It's probably going to stink after a while. Was a while ago. I think you picked it up for someone else. Blue XA. I don't know. Can't remember Blue XA.
I'm
trying to think. There's been a lot of cars. I wrecked a Blue XA about 12 years ago, but I don't think that's the one. Go in a baseball bat and break some kneecaps. No, I haven't had any people not pay yet, because usually they want the thing that I'm working on. So that's been okay. I've had some slow payers, which have not been the funnest thing in the world, because when you work for yourself, you can't do anything until you get paid. So I prefer people to pay on time. But I do have a contract that says if they do take a while to pay, they will get slapped with a bit of interest. Yeah, if I ever get cars finished, I'm only a one-man show. Slowly but surely. Probably actually the first car that'll probably be done shortly will be the XD that's in the workshop, because that's going to get chucked on very shortly. Picked up a HR today for $250 from a mate. Can't be much left of it for $250. Sure, it was just the ID tag and number plates, but it's fine. I imagine the rest of the car. So they say they got a resto project with some rust. There's a pile of rust and just 4 wheels.
I need another one of these, aren't I?
Yeah, you know that you become a bit of an alcoholic.
Oh, have you seen how stressful TAFE was this week? I don't think so.
Have you ever dealt with wild complainers? I'm not really sure what that means. Oh, dealt with complainers. It's amazing how many people whinge about how much things cost, actually. Like, oh, really? Yeah. And we're down on the cheaper end of the scale as far as cost is. Yeah, people say, oh, they like my skills. You know, it did. I've been doing rust repairs for about 15 years now. So you can get good if you just keep at it. All I tell people is just practice, 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 practice. Yeah, are gonna be like wasted soon.
No, I won't. So anyway, was.
I don't drink alcohol at all.
Well, I had to stop for like 9 months there.
Wouldn't you? Do the old comparison worlds. This is crap and this is good. After about 15 years, you might get good, maybe. You should flick me a photo of what this HR looks like. I'm curious now. Told that it was completely rusted and it's actually really good to start. Wi-Fi and solid recorders. Tickford or HSV in the 80s? I don't think HSV was in the 80s. I think it was HDT in the 80s. Which is better? I'd actually vote HSV is better than Tickford. Tickford used to just put stickers on things.
Don't they still do that?
It's my brother. He sent me a picture of this. It's a... I can never pick him. It's a HTG, something like that, but it's got what looks to be a sort of squished in XC GXL grill. It looks hideous. Oops. Look at that, people. Get your vomit bags ready. Yeah, it doesn't look good at all, in my opinion. And then, ironically, there'd be somebody on here. That's my car! Yeah. I believe the child might be crying. What a weapon snorts. I think it's a Braum. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely got an XC Fairmont grill in it. She's going to be standing up shortly, isn't she?
No, she's not. She's trying to get back to sleep.
Children live. We definitely haven't got as many people as we had last time, but yeah. I haven't put up much content lately. It's been...
You've been busy lately.
I've been busy.
You've got other
Barn
stuff.
find XA from a year ago. Blue. Are you sure it wasn't black? Because we might be talking about Stewie's cars.
Yeah, because it's black, yellow, and red up there, isn't it? Oops, she's sending herself back to sleep. She's upside down in the bed. Her feet are on the pillow.
It looked dark blue. I think it might have been black. It might have been the flat black one that we pulled out of a shed. That's a mate's car. I don't ever think that. Honestly, don't think that car's ever going to go on the road. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, if you knew the guy, you'd probably understand. Or was it a red one? Well, that's his coupe, and that's not too bad. I'll put it there. Yes. Yeah, so that was an XA Fairmont that we pulled out of a shed. He picked that up for stuff, or I think he swapped a car for it. I mean, it cost him like $200. And this is pre-COVID and stuff like that, before cars were expensive. It is a V8, and we got it running and put it back in the shed. Yeah, no, there's so many hours in rust repairs, it's insane. It's fast on Discovery Channel, the joys of editing. And of course, usually you have like 30 people behind the scenes doing the work. I think somebody was talking about one of those American shows like Overhauling or something. They were like, oh yeah, and they did it in a week. You know, you can actually do it in a week if your budget is endless and you have tons of people working on it. It is doable. Do you think phosphoric acid has a place in rust repairs? Well, phosphoric acid is one of the main components of a rust converter, I think. Sometimes blasting and rust and cutting out rust is impractical. Yeah, you really need a rust converter that's going to actually turn it into an inert thing, where it neutralizes it and seals it, and then you can work over the top of that. There is products out there that do that. They turn the rust to black. Like I don't know. There was one out there. It's like got a goldish orange label on it. I don't know what the actual name is, but it does do a very good job of turning the steel black, and that's very good. She's crying again.
She was just quiet just 2 seconds ago.
Ah, yes.
No, she's trying to
I appear to have finished my beers, so I shall go collapse in the bed. I'm driving to Birdsville tomorrow. Where the hell is that? Make sure you don't get one of those Rona-viruses. White vinegar with 50-50 water mix. I haven't tried the white vinegar as a anti-rust thing. Vinegar has acid in it and it eats rust.
For cat pee.
Good for cat pee.
And here we do.
How long was my first stream that failed? Is that like 20 minutes?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I'm going to wrap this up in a minute, chaps, because I want to go make some dinner. People are going to be like, dinner at 10:30? Yes.
Did I offer you dinner earlier? You said no.
I was working.
And I still offered.
Seen a green XB and a crash repairs near Mazda South Road, Edwardstown. Stuff hub. Well, it's not mine. Mine's covered in dust. Sitting in my workshop. I started it today. Please don't go stay with us forever. No, I want to get off the. I want to get off the computer. Have you used white bath vinegar?
What is she doing?
Have you used vinegar for small parts to get all rust off? I think I used. Yeah, the wash-off rust converters I'm not a fan of. It's the adding water back into it thing that I'm not a big fan of. But it's how you neutralize it too. And when it's done its thing, it's got a sort of bluish tinge to it, and that actually does last for a very long time.
He's about to stand up.
Children crying. Yes, one of my mates had a set of extractors, and he put them in a bin full of vinegar. Actually, no, he did a bin of molasses and left it for 2 months. It came out pretty good, actually. But yes, chaps, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for sticking around, and I might do one next weekend. Might do it Sunday night, though, because I think not many people are free at this time. I hope technology doesn't poo its pants again. So I'll let you all go. Charles, she's going to throw a dummy at me now. And there it is. Oh, no. Yep. All right, chaps. Be good. I'll see you on the other side, and I'll do some videos shortly.